Disclaimer: I do not own the Haikyuu characters that are to be used in this story. Photos or covers were picked from Google. Credits to the owner.
As Kei and Shoyo left Ike-san's house. "Are you sure about this, Grandpa?" Kenma asked. The elder stared at Kenma before replying, We all know he is here because of Shoyo." Kenma remained silent as he thought about his friend. There was the chirping of birds outside as I woke up. I looked at the bed and saw Shoyo still asleep. Cute. I slowly move out of the room, head to the kitchen, and start preparing breakfast. I was about to finish when someone knocked on the door. "Coming," I said as I walked towards the door and opened it. "Who are you?" I slammed the door in the person's face. "What the hell? Hey," he said as he knocked vigorously. "Open the door." I was about to ignore the person when Shoyo appeared. "Who's that, Kei?" he asked as he yawned, sleepiness still evident in him. I pouted and mumbled, "Kageyama." Shoyo stared at me and asked, "Why would you slam the door on him?" I stared at him confusingly. How come he knows Kageyama? A slight panic became evident in his expression as he noticed my stare. "And who is Kageyama?" he asked as he averted his gaze and walked toward the door. "Tobio," I flatly said. "Toby. Ohio," he cheerfully said as he opened the door. "Ohio," Tobio pouted. "And who is that stranger?" "I just went to the city and when I returned, there was already a stranger here." He. "Sorry, Tobio. Izumin found him in the forest when we were collecting some herbs." "He is a human," Shoyo explained. "Human?" Tobio confusingly asked as he stared at me. "What does a human doing here?" "We don't know, but Grandpa Ike already saw him." "Anyways, come in," Shoyo said as he stepped out of the way. I glared at him, and he easily took notice and aggressively said, "What? Wanna fight?" I then rolled my eyes and went back to the kitchen. "Have you already eaten?" Shoyo asked as they followed me in the kitchen. "Not yet. We came back early," Tobio replied. Shoyo looked at me and saw what I was doing. "What is that?" he asked. "Pancakes. Pancakes," he repeated questioningly. I nodded. "You didn't know what pancake was?" He shook his head and asked, "And where did you get the ingredients?" "I just found some flour, eggs. I just improvised," I shortly answered. "I'm too lazy to explain everything." Tobio came near Shoyo and put his arm around Shoyo. I stared at his arm, then looked at him and glared. As if sensing my irritation, he smirked at me and asked, "What is that?" "Oh, Kei said he made some pancakes." "What some?" Shoyo offered. "Sure, I want to try it," he said. "Nah, this is just for me and Shoyo," I said as he glared back at me. Unbeknownst, Shoyo stared at the two of us. "You're being childish, you know," Shoyo said as I and Tobio continued to glare at each other. "Okay, enough with that," he said as he looked at Tobio. "He is my guest, Tobio, be nice." He looked at me and said, "Kei, this is Tobio, one of my wolf friends. Now, let's eat, I'm starving." We got baffled as we saw that Shoyo had already done plating our food. So we sit at the table and start to eat. "Wow, this is good," Tobio said. Shoyo took a bite and was also amazed by the food. "Indeed, it is. Thank you, Kei." We continue eating in comfortable silence. A few minutes later, Shoyo started again a conversation. "So, Tobio, how long are you staying in the village?" "I'll be staying for a month, then I have to return to the city to report," Tobio answered. "I see," he looked at me and said, "I have some errands to do this morning until late afternoon. Do you mind coming with me or do you want to stay here?" "Can I come with you?" I asked. "Sure, I can also walk you around the village," he excitedly said. "Can I also come?" Tobio asked, to which I straightforwardly said, "No." He glared at me while Shoyo giggled. "You don't have to, Toby. You just returned from a long journey. Take your rest." He pouted for the rejection from Shoyo. I guess Wolf Tobio likes to pout, unlike with the human Kageyama. "We will pick some blueberries for you," Shoyo teasingly said. "You know I hate blueberries," he whined, which made Shoyo laugh. Hi, we will look for something sweet as we look around the village. Thanks, Tobio sweetly smiled. After we eat, we head to the marketplace of the village. There are lots of things that were sold in this place. Let's go first here, Shoyo said as he pointed out to a clothing shop. We entered the said boutique and were greeted by a man. Asahi-san, Ohio, Shoyo said. Ohio, Shoyo, what can I help you with today? Asahi-san asked. Can you give this human a set of clothes? He looked at me up and down. Sure, wait for a moment. As Asahi-san headed back, I saw Noya-san come into view. Shoyo, Noya-san. I stared at Shoyo again. This is the second time that Shoyo slipped from calling someone by their surname. How many times do I have to tell you to stop calling me that? He scolded Shoyo. Gomen, force of a habit. Sue, did you rip your clothes again? No, I'm here to buy some clothes for Kay, he said as he pointed towards me. Oh, hello there. He came near me and was amazed. Wow, you're tall. Yeah, I shyly said. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Asahi-san interrupted as he came back. He sets different clothes in front of us. Would you mind trying some of these so we can alter it if it is not your size? Sure, I took one of the sets of clothes and headed to the changing room. What do you think? I asked as I fixed the button on my sleeve. Handsome, Shoyo absent-mindedly said, which made me chuckle. You nudged Shoyo to bring him back as he smirked. I mean, it looks great on you, Kay, he said, and he looked at Asahi-san. Do you have other sets that Kay can try on? Yes, of course. I tried several clothes and bought them. Thanks for your help, Asahi-san, Shoyo said. It's my pleasure to help, Sho. We head out of the store and have lots of bags. We don't have to buy lots of clothes just for me, Sho, I said. Nah, we are not sure how long you're going to stay here. And at least you have different clothes to choose from, he said. I briefly looked at the bags, still a little bit hesitant about it, but I dropped the subject. Where are we heading? To my first job. We stopped in front of a potion shop. Is this yours? I asked. Nope, it's Hitoka's. I was just a storekeeper for her, he said as he opened the shop. Come in. I looked around and found different liquids on shelves. Almost the same as the liquid that I've seen in Ike-san's house, but this shop has a lot of liquid compared to Ike-san's. The liquid has different colors and bottles. You can sit here, he said as he gestured at a chair near the counter. Can I look around first? I asked. Sure, love potion, healing potion, elixirs. There are a lot more potions in this shop. Do you know how to concoct some potions? I asked. Yeah, some of them. I'm the one who created it, he said. Oh, I sat on the chair and continued to look around. How long are you guarding the shop? Until noon, he said as he took a book on the counter. Would you mind helping me to count for inventory? Sure, we count the bottles for each potion, and Shoyo also checks some of the contents to make sure it is still effective or it was needed to be replaced. We need to replenish those basic healing potions, he said to himself. He stared at me before asking, do you want to see how I make a healing potion? Can I excitingly asked, and Shoyo nodded in agreement. He heads to the back as I follow. We entered the room where the potions were created. There are lots of empty bottles and a pot in the center with a thick book. I watched as Shoyo prepared the things that were needed and started doing the concoction. His concentration was at par with the human Shoyo when playing volleyball, I thought to myself as I stared at him. Stop staring at me, Kay, Shoyo suddenly said as he smiled. I'm not staring at you, I averted my gaze as I blushed. I believe you. He looked in my direction and asked, can you hand me over that clear liquid at the top shelf, please? I look at the top shelf near me. This one, yes. I gave him the bottle and he took it. Done. How do you know if it worked? I asked. He stared at me and gave me a very sweet smile. Realization doomed me as I pointed at him. I don't like that look. Ouch. My finger starts to bleed. What the hell, Shoyo took the newly concocted healing potion and put a drop on my wound, which instantly healed. Amazed by the potion he just made, he said, wow. It worked on a human, too. I glared at him and angrily said, "So you're not sure if it will work for humans?" "Yeah, we don't have humans in here. I'm not sure if humans have the same reaction as us," he shrugged. "If it didn't heal, I'll bandage it up instead," he grinned. "You, dumbass. You sound like Tobio," he laughs. "So Wolf Tobio also calls you dumbass?" He always calls me that," he said confusingly. "Don't mind me." We heard the bell on the door chime, indicating that someone had entered the shop. We head to the counter. Daichi-san. Daichi-san. "Hello. What can I help you with?" Shoyo greeted the newcomer. "I just need some healing potion." "We are heading to patrol around the village," Daichi-san said. "Oh, okay. I'll pack it right away," he said as he started preparing the potion. Daichi-san looked at me and smiled. "So, you are the human that Shoyo-kun found in the forest?" "Yes. Hello, Daichi. I'm a centaur," he said. "Nice to meet you, Daichi-san." "I'm Kei." He stared at me again as if trying to remember something. "You look like someone that I saw before." "Really?" I asked. "Yeah, but I can't figure out where I saw it." I was about to ask a question when Shoyo interrupted us. "Daichi-san, here," Shoyo said as he handed a bag. "Thanks, Sho." He looked inside the bag and was surprised. "Wow, the cookies are for Koshi-san. I know you'll pay a visit to him." "Thanks. I'll go ahead." As Daichi-san left, Hitoka came in. "Oh, is it already noon?" "Yes, Sho. Thanks for keeping the shop. The owls are waiting for you," Hitoka said as she looked at me and greeted, "Hi, Kei." "Hello. We will go now. Bye, Hitoka." We head out of the shop. "So, where are we heading now?" I asked. "To the library," Shoyo said. I became excited again. It's been a while since I visited a library. Shoyo looked at me with fondness and asked, "Do you like books, Kei?" "Yes, I like them. I like reading," I said. "Great. The rest of the day, we will be in the library. Feel free to read whatever book you like," he said. As we entered the library, a booming voice greeted us. "Hey, hey, hey. Shoyo-kun, inside voice please, and also we are in the library." I looked around the library. Thank goodness there is no one around yet aside from us. "Hello, Kotaro-san." Shoyo-kun. Kotaro-san hugged Shoyo tightly. "I missed you so much. We just saw each other yesterday, Keiji-san's right, Kotaro-san. We just saw each other yesterday," Shoyo agreed. "Yesterday was a long time," Kotaro-san said as he took notice of me. "Oh, you found a new friend, Sho." "Oh, he is the person I mentioned yesterday." "Kotaro-san, Keiji-san, this is Kei. He is a human." "Kei, this is Kotaro-san and Keiji-san. They're owls and the keeper of this library," Shoyo introduced us to each other. "Nice to meet you, Kei-kun," Keiji-san said. "Likewise." Kotaro-san intensely stared at me as he said, "Doesn't he look like someone we already knew?" Keiji-san nudged Kotaro-san to get his attention and looked. "We haven't seen him before, Really? Oh well, let's eat lunch first before you start your shift, Sho," Kotaro-san said. Hi, we head to the back of the library and start to eat some lunch. After we eat, Shoyo and I head back inside the library. "I'll start my shift then. Feel free to roam around and choose the book you want to read," he said as I agreed. I started to wander around the library. I look around the literature section and start to read each title. I took some of the books, which seemed quite interesting, headed to an empty seat, and started reading. I occasionally stared at Shoyo's direction to check if he was fine or needed some help. I suddenly remember those times when human Shoyo and I shared memories in a library. He is the same as him. A single tear falls from my eyes, which I easily wipe off. I missed him so much. I returned the books that I was done reading. I was about to head back to the counter since Shoyo was about to end his shift, but my intuition said that I had to look around more on the next shelf. And so I look around on the next shelf. It is the fantasy section. I'm not up to fantasies, but then again, I just continue looking at the books. The books were all the same. Hardbound, with brown leather, but all of a sudden, there is a single book that stands out from them. This book was the same as the others, but it caught my attention. I took the book and read the title. In between, I was about to open the book when Shoyo came around. "Hey," I immediately returned the book to the shelf. "Hey, are you done?" "Yes. Let's go home." I glanced again towards the book before I followed Shoyo out of the library. I guess I just have to return here and read it next time. It was the middle of the night already. I had a very tiring day, but I was still awake. I looked at the person lying in the futon. Kei was peacefully sleeping. The moment his head touched the pillow, he was already asleep. As I stared at him, I remembered what the letter Washiho-san said. "He must not know who you are, Shoyo. Let him know it on his own. Unless there are much greater consequences that might happen." Several times, I almost caught by Kei. I stared at my ceiling as several tears started to flow. He must not know.
To be continued. If you like this video, consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button. Bye!